Ready? Danny, here we are. Next round. How are you? A lot of work you've told me.
What's up? Yes. Oh my gosh, this week was definitely very, very busy. I had planned to do a bunch of videos, shameless self-promotion for my own channel, and I have like 5 videos in queue, and it's just been a very, very busy week with work. So sometimes I guess that's how it goes. What are you gonna do? It's a hobby, right? I mean,
as you are an Austrian, you probably don't know that, but we have the European Championship in football right now. And I look a lot of football. I almost watch every game. And so
really, I used to do that long time ago.
Long time. In the 70s, I think there has been a game in Cordova.
Karl-Heinz Rummenigge!
Okay, but now today we want to talk about impulse, right?
I think so. Rumor has it John Coltrane is very well invested in impulse.
I've heard something like that. Do you want to start? Yeah, come on, you start. You always start.
No, go for it. You start.
I start.
You start. Okay. You go.
Okay, I go with guess who?
I almost pulled that.
Yeah, but it's so trivial. You said Michael will pull that one for sure. But come on, I have a special one. I have the 45 RPM.
Ooh.
Analog production with a white black spine of this. Yeah, the man who built Impulse. Huh?
Absolutely.
John Coltrane, A Love Supreme, and quite interesting, quite striking. I also have the acoustic sounds, A Love Supreme, which came out, I think, last year. It's around 1 year now. And I had the ability to compare them now. And guess what then? Which one is better? Is there a better one? What do you think?
They're different. I have the same, right? I have both, as well as another title I'm going to be showing you shortly. And they're very different sounding records. It is incredible. It's kind of like Kevin was saying last week, how one tape that can be made to sound so different. It's stunning.
As I'm not a professional reviewer, I say quite frankly, the 45 RPM sounds much better.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's
okay.
That's how I see it.
It definitely has qualities that are unique to that very specific 45 RPM version.
We have to talk a bit more on another occasion about 45 and 33. I think for the upcoming years or month, at least months, we won't see many of 45s because 2 discs to press, the whole, we don't have enough capacity, so we won't see that many 45s. But in my opinion, up to now, maybe I see it otherwise in 2 or 3 years, I don't know, but up to now I must say the 45 is still my favorite format. It is.
It's one. I completely agree with you. I mean, I think there is just so much more information that you're putting into the grooves that it just comes closer to the original source, right?
Yeah,
and
I think
whether that's digital or tape, by the way, it's true. It's true for both mediums, whatever the source may be. Because I have some digital 45s or some 45s that were sourced from digital, and guess what? It's the same thing. It sounds better than the 33. So
and I think you just have a larger amount of information in a shorter period of time.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, it's the analog way. It's just like tape recorders, 7.5 inch per second versus 15. You get more information per any given time moment that is being captured. I mean, it's analog at its core. So, I love Supreme. One of the most spiritual jazz records, certainly of Coltrane, that I think he's put out. A fabulous record, just an absolutely fabulous record. And all those 45s that Chad did back then, guess where they were pressed? Well, most of those at Palace.
Really? No,
Yeah.
it was before he has its own pressing plant.
Yeah. So if you,
Okay.
I think the way it works, and I'm sure he'll comment in the
Yeah, you're
comment
probably
section.
right. I haven't looked that up, but you're probably right because those are older ones. You're
Yes.
right.
Yes. If you have, I think he did a repress, whenever that was on QRP or with QRP, but the originals, like I have, like you have, those are all pressed at Palace.
Ah, very interesting fact. Danny, your first choice.
All right. Well, I mean, come on. If you're gonna go with Love Supreme, then you can't miss and have a follow up without Ballads.
Which version?
So this is actually the Speaker's Corner version.
Okay.
I have four versions of this. I have the Analog Productions. I have the Speaker's Corner. I have an original that's phenomenal. I got this. I think I got this at a swap meet a while ago. And I guess since I'm collecting them, might as well have all versions that are available. There's no doubt that Chad's 45 is much better than this. The Speaker's Corner.
I'm not sure, Danny, that there is an analog production 45. I think Org Music has done the 45.
Was it Org that did the 45? Maybe
I'm not.
Could be.
I'm not right. We see that in the comments. Help us.
That's right. Yes, leave it in the comment section. But it's a beautiful record. It is so melodical, very well recorded. I mean, Elvin Jones, on drums. I mean, it's a phenomenal record. And one of the things, actually, it's funny when we were texting this morning, hey, are we going to do Impulse? Normally, I'm always in a frenzy because I'm like you, who is very neat and everything is, super set up, right? I have stuff everywhere. And so when you tell me, hey, let's pick Verve titles, I'm like, oh shit, I got to go find my Verve titles, right? Impulse is so simple. I mean, you can immediately recognize an Impulse title.
If you keep them together, it looks gorgeous in your shelf.
That's right. And by the way, I think the only Impulse, I'm sure somebody will find out and post in the comments, the only Impulse record that does not have the orange top part is A Love Supreme.
No, not true. There's another artist. No, I think there is one other artist. He has a petrol, blue, greenish.
Interesting.
Yeah, there is one other.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I hate
anyway, fabulous record.
Yeah, but Ballads, let's go shortly back. Isn't that a favor Coltrane did to Impulse? Because they really need a big seller, and then he did the Ballads thing?
I think I would be interested to know if this is analogous to Kind of Blue on Columbia, that this is Coltrane's best-selling record on Impulse. I wonder. It's either this or A Love Supreme. I think
it's probably not Ascension.
What's that?
Ascension from John Coltrane.
Oh, Ascension. Yeah. Yes. No, I don't think it is Ascension.
Hard. That's tough stuff.
Yes.
Okay, my second choice has a lot to do with our last video with Kevin Gray. That's one of the reasons. There are several reasons I put out. Excuse me, the blues and the abstract truth.
Yes, of course.
First reason was Kevin Gray said this is his favorite jazz album. Second reason, I have the 45.
Yeah, of course you do. Your 45 RPM audiophile.
Exactly, but there will next week. I think next week there will be the 33 and the third from Acoustic Sounds, the series. So, because this is a very, very hard to get title nowadays, But that's the beauty of our times. Next week, it will be available as a beautiful, beautiful, I'm sure, audiophile remaster. And this is Kevin Gray. Kevin Gray isn't that wrong. This is a fantastic album. It's fantastic. Beautiful.
It really is. I have to admit, I have a tape copy of one of the safety copies of the master.
No, you don't.
And as great as the record is.
No, you don't, Danny.
What's that?
No, you don't have that.
Yeah, I know. As great as the record is, you know, every now and then you play a master tape dub, right? Mm-hmm. And it's almost like a religious experience.
Okay.
You know, I know that unfortunately, not many people will get to experience that, but I can tell you that it takes it to a whole new level that is truly spectacular. So, you know, to your point, yes, the 45 is incredible. The new 33 coming out, I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. So it's a must-have record without a question. It's must-have.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yep. So since you're doing that, let me see. Oh, of course, I can't go without Johnny Hartman, the voice that is.
Yeah.
This beautiful. Is fabulous. You know, he's such an underrated singer.
Is he underrated? I think everybody says, who knows him, that he is fantastic. I haven't
fabulous. Fabulous guy. You know, I don't know. I'd love to know more about how some of these people became gold mines and stars, and some just, you know, they put out content, they created incredible music, and they were under the radar, you know, and you know, definitely Johnny Hartman is one of those under the radar personalities. But nonetheless, an absolutely fabulous record. This is the 45 RPM from Acoustic Sounds. And I play this very often. And yes, there is a DSD out there. Sorry to say, guys, you know, it's not even close to the record. So fabulous, must have record. I mean, you know, I should say must have. I have no idea what this goes for on Discogs or eBay. I have not checked in a long time. I can only assume it's probably up there like all the other records are, but a fabulous title.
But then, come on, this is maybe as good as any time to be a bit critical. Be a bit critical with the audiophile remaster labels. You know, I always ask myself when it comes to Impulse, where is Pharoah Sanders? Where is Alice Coltrane? There are so many beautiful, great jazz artists on Impulse, which haven't seen the daylight when it comes to really audiophile remasters. Just in my latest video with the Turntable Favorites, I showed a beautiful Alice Coltrane from Superior Viaduct, Lord of Lords. I think that was her last record for Impulse. But come on, try it. I really want to see Pharoah Sanders and Alice Coltrane done by our how shall I put them?
Our trilogy. Yeah. Our Trinity, not trilogy.
Trinity. Our Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, that's a great point you bring up, Michael. I mean, I think, you know, if I put my reissue hat on my fabulous hair.
Everybody loves your hair then.
Yes, that's right. I have to thank my mother for that. She passed that hair gene on to me. You know, I think your point is 100% valid. I completely agree with you. I've often asked Chad, others, hey man, come on, Alice Coltrane, the three records she has, right? The three famous ones. And, you know, Pharoah Sanders, there's actually one that I'm looking at on eBay right now. I tell you, I think what it boils down to, they are concerned. my opinion, right? I'm not speaking for anyone. I'm just saying my opinion. I think they're concerned that it's not going to sell. As great as it is, as phenomenal as the sound is, as incredible as the music is, I don't think it's going to be a hot seller. And I think that
I think they will be surprised nowadays. I think
could be. You know, you're absolutely right. Hey, what am I talking about? You're 100% right.
Those won't be 25K like kind of blue, but hey, come on, we don't need a kind of blue every 2 days. So
please, let's not do another kind of blue, please. Let's not do
no, that's not what I meant. They also can go deeper into the catalog.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
still,
No, I completely agree with you. I mean, the Alice Coltrane catalog is vast, and of that, you know, shamelessly, I have to admit the names of the albums, I always forget them. My brain's just not wired that way. I have a hard time remembering titles. I see the covers right in front of me, but the titles I always forget. And so I completely agree with you. I mean, it's plus to your point, what's happening on the used market for these Alice Coltrane records is unbelievable.
And that's a good indicator for sales when it comes to audiophile remixers, by the way.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Chad, Alice Coltrane, do it.
We're talking to you.
Do it now.
Your turn or my turn? Your turn.
I think it's your turn. I just did a Hartman.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it? Let's see.
Something completely
different. Yes, beautiful.
That they pull out this record.
I'm glad you picked that.
It's great. You know, it's not your typical stupid audiophile remaster stuff. It's archival stuff. But they did it first. They did it very decent.
Yes.
It sounds good. It doesn't sound. And if you consider that the master tape and I don't know the remaster, but the master tape is from the Janitor, and I'm not kidding here.
Yeah.
An unbelievable story, an unbelievable background of recalling and great one. And come on, Thelonious Monk on the Impulse.
Fabulous. You know, I've been to Palo Alto. I can't tell you how many times over the last 15 years. You know, it's a very interesting place today. Obviously, it's the tech center of the world.
Yeah.
But back then, it was just nothing special, right? And so, you know, it's funny when they came out with that record, it was recorded at the Palo Alto High School. And to your point, I think they just used a very simple, a student set up a tape recorder or something. I forgot what the story is exactly.
And the record doesn't sound that bad.
Goes to show. Yeah.
I for sure. It sounds better than the U2 box set.
100%. 100%. Yes. We shall never speak of that again. Good choice. All right. Well, look, frankly, you can't speak of Impulse and not mention this incredible record. Duke Ellington and Coltrane.
Come on.
This is fabulous. This is the Speaker's Corner reissue. But it's been reissued by did Chad do this? I forgot.
Yeah, he did it. You have many Speaker's Corners from Impulse.
Yes.
Okay.
Fabulous. Fabulous record. You know, I'm pretty sure Kevin cut this. I'm pretty sure Kevin cut this because I know he did a lot of work with Kai Zeman at Speaker's Corner. And I'm pretty sure Kevin cut most or many of these Impulse titles that they did, which is one of the reasons I got them when I did. But this is fabulous. I mean, it's Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's just fabulous. Must have.
But also this Speaker's Corners from this Impulse Speaker's Corner, they are also quite pricey right now. It's not that you can snip with your fingers and have them. They are also, I watched some of them over at Discogs. They are not that cheap. It's everything gets so expensive nowadays. Oh man.
You know, it's really, I don't think there's a day. Funny story. Yesterday, I met some friends that I haven't seen in a while, and they have nothing to do with hi-fi or records or any of that. And I told them about the YouTube channel, and because we're catching up. What are you doing? This, that, and the other. Oh, records. My aunt just passed away, and she left me a bunch of records, and I wonder if they're worth anything, right? And I was like, yeah, probably not. It's probably, if she has Liberace box set volume 1 through 12, it's probably not worth much. But, you never know, right? I mean, take a look through it and so on and so forth. But I tell you, it's funny. We're living in a bubble, those of us that are into records. And, we know what's going on, and we keep track of all that. And people on the outside are completely clueless. Like literally, this friend of mine looked at me and he was like, "They're still making records, really?"
Yeah, that's what I always say to myself. I look up records that I'm interested in, and then I see the amount of copies you can get worldwide, and then I imagine that the amount of collectors raised by 10%. Imagine what that would mean to the prices.
100%.
What a
Yep.
small.
Good point. Your turn.
No double up to now. Maybe like with the work, we haven't won double. Okay, remember that one?
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, fabulous.
Found the tapes. The tapes were great. The music was great, and then
Fabulous.
we had a new John Coltrane.
Fabulous.
Unbelievable, isn't it, Danny?
Yes.
Unbelievable find. And there is a small website. It's called bestalbumsoftheyear.org.
Okay.
And the best album, I think it was 2019, wasn't it? 2019?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. It sounds about right. Yep.
And they collect all the rankings through the internet. And best album 2019 was John Coltrane.
Wow.
At once, the Lost
Very
Album.
interesting.
Beautiful one. I don't know about its availability right now, but I think you can get it, don't you?
I think so.
They keep it in print, don't they?
I think so. And of course, I should have thought of it, but I didn't. The 60th anniversary box set, which is very, very nice. They did a really nice job.
I didn't buy that. You know why?
You should.
Yeah, but come on, those samplers are always digital.
They are, but that's okay. They sound really good. I even texted. I remember I got I think QRP pressed them. In fact, I know QRP pressed them.
That's a very interesting point, Danny. QRP pressed them in the United States.
Correct.
In Europe.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not.
Interesting.
It's either Optimal. I think Optimal. It's not from QRP.
Non-optimal, optimal pressed it. Excellent. I'm sure they did a great job.
Up to now, I skipped it. Maybe I changed my mind.
Please do consider it. I got it. It's like, okay, you have to get it. I mean, it's like, it's just a must-have piece. There will never be ever again another 60th anniversary Impulse box set to get.
Yeah, you're right. I ordered it.
Get it.
I know you're right. Of course you're right.
There are some fabulous.
I ordered the QRP version.
Yes, there are some fabulous cuts on those samplers. Some really fabulous cuts.
Yeah.
And I texted Chad when I played it. And I was like, man, this sounds really good, actually. And he goes, yeah, they did a good job. They really did a good job.
Okay.
Do it.
Okay, I do it.
All right, your turn. No, your turn. Your turn. Yeah.
No.
Wait, my turn? I just did it.
Your turn.
All right. Well, this is the last one then. And this is one of my favorites, absolutely favorites. McCoy Tyner, and it just what a record. Beautiful record. Gatefold 45, of course. Analog Productions. Beautiful record. Gosh, I got this way back. This is number 126. This is probably, how old is this now? This has got to be 15, 16, 17 years old now, which is kind of hard to believe. Fabulous record. I mean, it's Knights of Ballads and Blues. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. Here you see the session photos. Fabulous record.
All on 200 gram vinyl? I think so, huh? They are.
What's that?
They are all on 200 gram vinyl.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
200 grand. And here, let me check if it's, yep. It's Palace. You can tell, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. You can tell a Palace pressed record, or really any record that has had its metal parts polished by the luster and shine on the record, which is always a little more, it has a little muted shine compared to a regular pressed record that has not had its metal parts polished. And so you get a very quiet record, as Chad always tells me. You get a very quiet record, but when you polish the parts, you're shaving off the high frequency stuff. And, the general consensus is it tends to mute the high frequencies a little bit. So yeah, but that's an easy way to tell whether you have
we are both above 50. Who needs high?
Yeah, I know. We can't.
Who needs high frequencies?
Shameless self admission. I just did a test. I'm topped out at 13K,
Really?
13.5, I think. Beyond that, I don't hear anything. But that doesn't mean that I can't hear
The rest.
what's on the record, and I can't hear high resolution stuff. I mean, it's psychoacoustics is a fascinating field.
Very, very interesting.
It really is extremely interesting. And, I wish more people in this industry would be forthcoming. I can tell you that there's so many reviewers that I know that are half deaf. They either have tinnitus or, they can't hear on one ear or the other. And they're audiophile reviewers. What are you going to do?
Ask Beethoven.
It comes with this beautiful fold out.
Yeah.
And here's all 25 Impulse titles. I believe, I'm pretty sure I have all of them.
Me too.
Yeah. Fabulous, fabulous record. Good old McCoy Tyner. I love McCoy Tyner. Love the guy. I have a bunch of his albums. Phenomenal, phenomenal player.
Okay, my last round, because I put out this record because that may be a bit surprising that this is an Impulse artist.
Oh, yes. That is a surprise. You always surprise, Michael.
Yeah,
surprise and delight.
I was surprised by myself when I saw it was an Impulse.
I would have sworn that's a Verve title, but I guess not.
Here you have the proof. And it's Orc. This is a 45 RPM version from Orc.
Yeah.
Beautiful one, great one.
Yeah, nice.
And you know what annoys me? That they don't agree on one.
Oh, on one orange. Yes.
Always this, it destroys the whole picture. Come on, guy.
I can imagine. How do you sleep at night, Michael? Seriously.
I don't. But back to the music. This is a really mellow, easy, beautiful listening, this Diana Krall.
Yeah. So. She gets poo-pooed so many times by people that want to be cool, outsiders of the audiophile world looking in. Diana Krall, I've heard it so many times at shows, and it's just ridiculous and all that. And I'm like, dude, just shut up. I have to say, I think her music is wonderful. Everything in moderation, everything in normal doses. She makes wonderful music. And I think her music is great. Some albums, you know, just like anyone else, they're hit or miss. You know, some of the newer ones she's made are, they're okay. They're not.
And it depends a lot on the occasion.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
I don't want to impress a 16-year-old boy with Diana Krall, of course.
What? You won't?
No, I won't. Yeah, but on some occasions, it's just beautiful, nice, great music on a very high standard, in my opinion.
Do Carl and Friedrich appreciate Diana Krall? That's what I want to know.
No, I just can take a guess. You know what I think they like the most? That's classical music.
Really?
Whenever I play classical music, both came over, lay down, and listen. No, really.
That's awesome.
They like classical music.
Wonderful. They're well-educated dogs.
Of course they are. What do you expect then?
That's great.
What's your fifth choice? Come on, man.
That's it. 5.
Oh, again, because that's funny. We never talk. What do you show? Never ever. And we never have to say, but it will happen. I'm sure one day it will happen. When we do our Beatles, then this will.
There you go.
We are going to rank our Beatles record. No, we won't. No, we won't.
Actually, you know, funny you mentioned one thing I was going to say with what was I going to say? I just had a flash.
You just had a brilliant idea and forgot it.
I just had a brilliant idea and I can't think of it. Oh, that's right. We are going to have Mr. Ying Tan on one of our shows coming up at some point, who of course is ORG Music, as well as the founding member of Classic Records. So I think it's going to be very interesting to hear Ying's perspective on things. And, you know, he's done such a great job with these. Speaking of classical music, they just did a bunch of classical stuff on ORG.
Are they out yet? Are they out? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
because I really want to get them.
Yeah. In fact, he also did a Coltrane title that just got repressed. I would get it. I forgot the name again. I forgot the name of the record. It's a double LP 45. Fabulous Coltrane record. And actually, you know what?
I think for those label right now, it's so hard.
Yeah.
To get their stuff pressed. When you know, have you seen that Abbey Von from Impact? They announced the new Patricia Barber.
Yeah.
And they only announced them on CD and digital, and they even don't know when we can have the vinyl.
Next year.
Terrible. Man.
I know.
It's terrible. It really is terrible.
The buyers club that you've put together, we should do a buyers club for pressing plants.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Okay,
Danny.
Good stuff. Always fun to chat with you, Michael.
Words?
What's that?
Any last words?
Any last words of wisdom? What are we going to do next? We did Verve, Impulse. We'll figure it out.
In the next video, we talk about the best games the German football team ever made.
There you go. So you're watching your football. Don't tell me I'm going to be watching the Formula One race at Paul Ricard. Although I kind of stopped getting into Formula One. It's just gotten way too political, like everything else. But I'm looking forward to that. I hope that Verstappen beats Hamilton because I'm kind of getting sick and tired of him winning every one of these damn races with Mercedes. So
totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Danny, that's it.
I love it. Michael, you're always a star. We will chat very soon.
We do that.
Tschüss. Servus.
Hau rein.
Ja.